Like, share, subscribe to our channel, Cholo Caregiver.
Again, the little lady, the star of the show. All right. This week we're going to talk about the first time you seen your son dressing like a cholo.
Yes, we were leaving at the project. I had just drove up with the groceries, and I had to look twice to make sure I wasn't seeing things. And I saw Anthony and Alex walking down the street, and who do I see dressed like a cholo? My son Anthony. I called them both over to the car. I got my son by the arm. I slapped him, and I told both of them to walk to the house with me. I told Anthony to go upstairs, take those clothes off, give them to who they belong to. He gave them to Alex, and Alex left. And before he left, I told him, make sure you bring Anthony's clothes back, his real clothes.
And how old was he?
He was 14.
Ah.
And I told him, I'm not going to see you dressed that way.
You scolded him?
Yes, I did.
And you told him.
I took him straight to school and back.
That was a punishment or what?
Yep, for 2 weeks. He couldn't talk to anybody.
For changing his clothes?
Yes.
He went to school like that? I mean, with the cholo?
I guess.
Or were they playing hooky? Were they ditching?
No, they had gone to school.
Oh, okay.
They had just gotten off the bus, I guess, by Nico's or somewhere over there. Because usually they would get off over by the dairy. And this time they were coming from the opposite direction. So
if he was 14, he was probably in El Sereno or Lincoln?
Yeah, he was in El Sereno. So.
And he had long hair and stuff when he was
Yes.
a youngster, when he was a teenager?
Yes.
Before he started dressing like a cholo and stuff?
Yes.
And,
All of a sudden he wanted his hair cut.
but before then, he listened to heavy metal?
Yes, he used to Kiss or whatever it was.
Because I remember one time I stole his Ozzy Osbourne album.
Yeah, that
and he
one.
threw a dart at me from far and hit me in my ankle.
Yeah, that was.
I tried. That was funny. He got mad because I took his Ozzy.
And then all of a sudden he started listening to oldies.
And dressing like a cholo?
And
Alright, hold on. Alright. What made you change your mind about how he dressed, or pretty much what made you give in?
well, at 16, your dad decided to tell me that he should be dressing the way that other kids were dressing. And I told him no, because they were big pants, and I didn't think that was right. Anyway, Dad went and got him the shirts and
The Charlie Brown shirts, the ones with like stripes.
stripes, and
Old school.
and then I said, I'm not gonna let him wear those. And he said, you are. That's what the kids are wearing nowadays. So I gave in. And
He was younger than 16.
huh?
He's younger than 16 because of the pictures. He's younger than 16.
He was 16 when Dad got him those shirts.
Oh, okay. But he was dressing before that. Okay.
From somebody else, yeah.
Because they used to always share clothes.
Yeah. And so I gave in. I mean, I didn't like it, but I gave in. And kept taking him to school, to first to Lincoln, and then to Wilson, and then I don't know what happened. He, he decided he wasn't going to school anymore. And I was mad about that. And I told him it was because of the clothes he was wearing. And all he kept telling me was he was sorry.
And you and Dad you guys got into it because he,
Yes,
he
I
made you
wouldn't talk
give
to
in?
your dad for about 3 weeks. I'd go to work and he'd go to work. We'd come home, I'd feed him, and I'd go upstairs and be in my room. And he kept trying to apologize to me and trying to explain to me that that's the way they were dressing there. But to me, it didn't feel right. But finally, I gave in. I was tired of arguing over clothes, so I gave in. But I told him he could not wear big old pants. And then came the khakis. And I couldn't say nothing because that was supposed to be the way they were dressing.
And all the brothers followed.
And all of you followed him after that.
All of us started dressing like that. I was the last one because I was the youngest, but Robert and Richard.
And even to this day, I don't think it was right for him to start that way. But
when his friends started coming over, like Sonny, when Sonny started staying with
Sonny
us.
started staying with us when when he was going to El Sereno, and then to Lincoln, and then to Wilson. I took them all.
And then what about, you said that Dad used to buy.
Oh, if he bought you guys something, he would buy Sonny something, because he was part of the family.
So he bought him Cholo clothes too?
Yes.
And then Christmas time, you guys used to always buy all our friends a sweater, beanie, and gloves, huh?
Yeah.
I remember those days. And then everybody started coming to the house. All the Beatles friends and.
For Thanksgiving, they'd all come and have Thanksgiving. For Christmas, they would come over and just to eat. They'd go in one door, get their plate, and walk out the back door.
And what did I used to wear as a youngsters?
Used to wear
Corduroys, huh? Corduroys?
corduroys.
And then we used to go to Lean's and get my shirts, the
Yeah.
animal shirts,
Yeah.
the tigre or whatever,
Yeah. And then I started going
to Freedom's in Clover.
yeah, and getting everybody their clothes that they needed, including Sonny.
So all your kids started dressing like little cholos because we grew up in the projects. You know what I mean? We all dressed like everybody else dressed.
I know, but
It was nothing bad. You know what I mean? It was just the way people dressed back then.
I know.
You always act like it was like how do you say it? Like you failed or something as a parent. That's not failing. That's how kids grew up in the projects. You know what I mean? You can't keep your kids isolated from everything. They become even worse.
I know.
Yeah, you gotta live and learn, man.
That's what Dad told me.
One of the most favorite sayings Dad ever said to me It's not where you live, it's how you live.
Yeah,
Even though we lived in the projects, we always had everything.
that's for sure.
You know what I mean?
Even when we moved out of there, we still had everything.
But we're talking about the projects right now. Yeah. Show everybody your shirt. Look at her new shirt. She had it for a while. She just because it's been so hot, she can't wear it. I tell her not to buy the dark shirts. You gotta buy light shirts because it's summertime and it's hot over here.
It's almost over.
Yeah. So that's all. That's the story. How all your kids grew up dressing like cholos.
Yep.
All right, now
Deuces, everybody.
look at that. Look at that lady. Look at that lady.